everyone, welcome to Search Online Academy. So today I'm going to start on question B, as I'm continuing from the previous video, which I was answering the question A. So I think you have to go and look on that video so that you can catch up with us. Okay, so here was the question, but today I'm going to dive into question B, guys. I'm assuming that you have already watched that video, and also I'm going to put the link for that previous video for question A so that you get to understand this question. Okay, so on this question, you are using the file called student.document file. This one is the one that which we are using, and it is in this format. Okay, which is surname, name, and then school, then your province, age, gender or sex, and then test 1 mark, test 2 up to test 3 mark. Yeah, that's the format of our document that we'll be using. So here the question says on question B, modify your method above so that it reads the details of all the students in any .doc file with the same format and name and prints them on the screen. Okay, so here guys, the method that you are being asked to modify is this method, the display student details that we have already done. So here's the method that we have to modify so that we can read any document, and we have to read all the students rather than reading just the data of the single student, of one student, as we were doing here. Like we actually printing the details of Daycare Blessing, but now we have to print the details for the whole file. So how are we going to do that, guys? It's very simple. Okay, here I suggest that when we're terminating, when we're trying to dereference this object, I was trying to dereference this object so that this while loop can terminate. So I think the one so that it cannot throw an exception, rather than to dereference, you can create another object and initialize it to the same reference variable but with nothing, like this, the scanner object, and then inside you just pass nothing. And if you run it, you see that rather than to run with and then produce some excel, it is not going to do all it and all that. Let me run it. I'm just doing some corrections from the previous. Okay, so you see here you don't have those exceptions, right? Why? Because here the object will be not now because it is not dereferenced, but we give it another new object but with nothing. Okay, so now let's do the question B. The question B requires us to read from any document, which is maybe it might not be student document, but it is just a document that we have to read, and we have to read and print all the details of all students. So how are we going to do that? Which means here we have to do something. This method, instead of this method, it must have a single parameter, just for either for full path and the name of the file, or just for the name of the file, and we assume that we already know where the file resides. Okay, so here I'm just going to assume that I know where my file resides, and then I'm just going to allow this code to read from any document rather than to read from student.document. Okay, so here I'm going to pass something like a string, then I'm going to name it file name. Okay, here there's an error because we didn't pass an argument here, so I'm going to declare my string file name must be initialized to let me initially assign it to nothing. Then here I'm going to pass file name. So what are we going to do? We are just going to ask the user to put any name, any file name that he or she want to read from. So here I'm going to use the scanner object. I'm going to name it input must be initialized to new scanner. Sorry. Then I'm going to read from the keyboard. That's why I'm going to use the system.in, and then here I'm going to say insert tab key, enter the file name. Okay, just like this. And then here I'm going to initialize the file name just to dot next, which means I'm going to take the input which is going to be typed in from the keyboard. And then after this, and what am I going to do here? Instead of having this, come on, here that's where, okay, and then I'm going to put this, and then I'm going to do string concatenating, okay, and then in between here I also have to put name, which means the file name that you are going to type, I'm going to append it to this string, and then also append the extension .document extension to this file name, so that if you type in a student, it will be like this file path, and then the name, and then concatenate it with its extension. Then we will go back to where we were. Okay, so now let me also come here and remove this line, so that I want a code to execute this while loop until there is nothing in this scanner object. Okay, because here I'm reading, I will be reading the file using the scanner object into this sc, the scanner object, and then after that I'm going to use the has next to loop inside the file. It's like I'll be looping the file as long as there is a non-white space in the file, which means there will be something in the file. It's like we didn't reach at the end of the file. When we reach at the end of the file, then it will terminate. Why? Because we will be having nothing but only white spaces. That's how this is next method works. So here on the next line, I'll be reading each and every line, okay, in the scanner object, and then assign it into this string. And then after that, this while loop, when it loops again, we read on the next line, on the next line, on the next line. Okay, so that's how is it going to work. So I'm going to run this. Then let me see what are we going to get here. Let me see. Let me try to. Okay, so it is saying enter file name. Let me type student, and if I do this, you see guys, it managed to print the whole document here. You see, it print the whole document, you see, from Daycare Blessing up to Benny Maxine. So let's go to the document. You see here guys, from Daycare to Benny Maxine, which means we have managed to answer this question B. If you manage to answer the question B, So you have to move on to question, maybe to question C, because the question C was actually asking, the question B was actually asking us to modify the method so that we can print the whole document, and also we must be able to print from any document that we are given, rather than to print from the student document, but from any document. So we have introduced the argument or a parameter in our method, and also we have removed the dereferencing of our object at the end of the while loop, so that the while loop will keep looping, or will keep iterate in our file, and will be actually read line by line. We first read the whole file, and then we read line by line using the next line method. Okay, and then after that, whenever the has next method feels that there are no characters or anything which is a non-blank space, okay, in the file, then it exits the while loop. So that's how it works. So now we have to go on the question C, which says that write a method called count students, which counts and displays the number of students or the number of rows in any document file with the same format and name, and prints the number on the screen. So here what we have to do, guys, is just to go and read the number of students in the file, and then we print that number. So how are we going to do that? So let me open our file here. You see here, guys, we've got each student with its own line. Here you see the first line is for daycare, the second is from POF, and just it goes just like that. So what we have to do is actually to read the number of lines in the file. If you manage to read the number of the number of lines in the file, we will be able to determine how many students that we have in a file. So how are we going to do that? You are going to use the has next method and the next line method, so that the has next method is just going to see if we have any blank space characters in the file, which will be like these letters and everything. And then the next line will be send the has next method to the next line, so that it will be from this line to this line to this line to this line up to the end of this. Okay, so let's come here, and we are going to do another new method here, public void count, is it count student details, and then was it count the student details? Oh, come on, count the students only. It's count students. Okay, and then here, since we already have much of the code that we need here, guys, so I'm going to copy and paste some of the code from here, and also just like this, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to explain some variables that I'm going to use. Okay, here I have to take this argument file name just for the file path, or just for the name of the file. Okay, here is it throws an exception, so you have to put it just inside the try and catch block. Okay, something like this. So what am I going to do here? I'm going to use the count variable. In this count variable, I'm going to initialize it to 0. Initial count, I'm going to initialize it to 0. So whenever we read each and every line, I'm going to increment the count variable. Like on the first line, it will be on 1. On the second line, it will be on 2, up to the end of the of the file. And then after that, I'm going to print the answer. Okay, here I think it's very important just to mark it in so that it will return an integer. It will return the number of students rather than to print it in the method. It will return the number of students here. So what am I going to do here? I'm just going to copy this while method, and I will remove some of the code that we don't want from there. So it's important, guys, to revisit the video for the. That's where I was explaining much of these things. Shift end. Okay. So I'm going to remove all these things. We don't need them at all. This error is for the return. I have to return something just after inside just okay. Maybe let me see all my brackets here. Missing return statement. Why here? Okay. This is the public class. Okay, just inside here. I have to return count. Okay. This count is the variable that we have to return after counting the number of what. So here I don't need this also. I'm going to explain everything here, guys. So what I have to do here is what? I have to put count plus plus so that I will increment the count variable. So how this thing is going to work? Here I'm going to read the file, and I'm going to read the file here using the scanner object rather than to read from the keyboard. I use the scanner object to read from the file. So the whole file that we have read here is going to be stored in the scanner object sc, and then when you have the whole file here, I'm going to use the hasNext method to see if we still have some non-blank space in the file. So here I'm going to use the hasNext method, and then after that, inside the while loop, I'm going to use the next line method to move from the first line to the second line, so that here on a while, whenever it tests this hasNext method, it will be testing on the second line up to the end of the what? Up to the end of the what? Or of the file. Okay. So here on the first line, I will increment count by what? By 1. On the second line, I increment count by 1 so that it will be 2. Then it just goes on just like that. And at the end, what I have to do here, I have to come in my main method, and I will invoke this method, and you have to, and you see on the result if you are going to get the same result. So what am I going to do? Actually, I'm going to say, oh come on, s out, then tab, then I'm going to say number. Okay, let me just put this so that when it prints all the details from the frog, because it is going to, okay, or let me just commenting this so that we will not being invoke this method. And then here I will say number of students, and then I'm going to do plus, then I'm going to use the test object, because this is our main class, then dot, then the count, and then here I'm going to pass the file name, so that whenever I type in the file name like student, then it is going to be passed here, and then it goes down here, our method through this string, then it will be here, and then this method will execute, and at the end it will return the value in count, and it is the one which is going to be printed just after this string number of students. So let me run this. Let's see what are we going to get. Come on, let's see what are we going to get. Let's see, come on. Enter number of students, enter the file name. I'm going to say student. You see, we've got 34. This 34, it represents the number of students, or the number of rows, or the number of lines that we have in our file. Let me come here to our file. If you read the number of lines that we have from here up to here, you see that we have got 34 lines from daycare up to Penny. So those are the number of students that we have, guys. So that's how do you write the method to read the number of students. Okay, so this is question C. Question C. The one at the top is question A and B, because we have modified it from question B to question A. So let me see if I gonna do the question D on this video, or I will do it on a separate video. Let me see.